Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you guys are having a great day. We're gonna go ahead and do a good morning everyone. It's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. I hope you guys are having a really great day. We are gonna talk about 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days. So last night, we had episode 9. These episodes are so long, you guys, like really long. It's like basically 2 episodes in one, a couple hours of 90 Day Fiance for the whole world to see. And last night was action packed. All right, so we actually start out. So if you want a recap from last week, I do have a recap if you missed this week's episode. But basically, last week we left off with Erika and Steph fighting, Varya and Geoffrey talking about how they were going to. Geoffrey came clean about his past, and he needed to tell Varya's family about everything that was going on in his life related to some trouble he had gotten into. Oh, Geoffrey, if that was only your issue and that was the only thing that you weren't telling her family about. But I digress. We also had Usman and Lisa buy a goat last episode, which ultimately led with Mama saying no about a blessing for them to get married. Ed and Rose actually took a shower with her dad, a chicken and a rat. And David obsessively continues to follow Lana around the world, and she doesn't ever show up. And then Ash and Avery, who cares? Okay, just kidding. We'll get there. And then Yolanda. This episode, sadly, we don't see Ed or Rose. Sorry, everyone. If you were waiting for some big Ed news, that didn't happen today. Not even a little bit. So how did this start? Well, Varya and Geoffrey actually meet up, and they are going to talk about what he had disclosed to her. Now, if you forgot, while she was showing him her school that she went to in Siberia, he decided this would be the perfect time to drop the bomb that, oh, wait, listen, I actually spent like 30 months in the federal place where you go when you're like, get put in a timeout for doing really bad stuff. Yeah, so I did some stuff back in the day, but let's not talk about what just happened in June. I'm only going to talk about the stuff that I did like a long time ago where I was in the pokey for like 30 months. So he drops that bomb. Varya is like the kind of girl that likes to follow rules and she's got a career that she's worried about how this will all tie together. So she tells him that she needs time, space, blah, 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 blah. Well, they agree to meet up, and he's like sitting there, at the table. And he's just like, I realize you have every right to be upset. I didn't tell you because I wasn't proud of it. I don't want to tell people unless I feel like I'm getting close to them. Geoffrey, this would have been something you should have told someone way before you traveled across the world to see them. You have to publicly disclose this kind of stuff, especially for someone who has a public job like Varya. Like, you can't just go on to a reality TV show and put her in a position where she's just finding out about your past by you telling her on camera. That's so tacky and so wrong. I would have been furious if I were Varya, and I would not have forgiven him at all. It put her in a terrible situation. So then she is like, he's trying to tell her like how everything is going and what's all happening, but blah, 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 blah. And he's got all these excuses like, it was in my past. I just wanted to make money. I was poor. Like, lots of people grow up poor. My husband grew up poor, and he didn't go off and sell. Okay. So that's not really an excuse. Anyways, he explains that he's a different person. He's gone on to go to graduate school. He's had a very successful life. Really, Geoffrey? Do you want to tell her about what happened in June? Oh, you're not going to tell her what happened in June. Okay, sounds good. Anyways, I can't get past this storyline because I know there's this looming stuff that happened in June, and it's like completely left out. And I know from other cast members that this was filmed in August of 2019, and he actually got in trouble in June of 2019. Anyways, so he's like, my actions show that I'm a different person and blah, blah, blah. And she's just like, I don't know that people can change. And then she decides that he can change because he's like this really good person now and he's nice and kind. And they agree that they're going to tell her mother about everything that happens. I will tell you, Varya, Geoffrey is not a nice person. Geoffrey is rude to fans. Geoffrey has been trolling my friend Sherelle on Sherelle's World and like being nasty to her, creating fake accounts because Sherelle had the audacity to tell the world about what he's done. Geoffrey's not a good person, and I don't think that you should be trusting him, period. It's really hard for me to even have any sort of like sympathy for them. Okay. So, whoops. So next we move to Erika and Steph. Okay. So if you remember last week, Erika and Steph got in this huge fight and Erika stormed off and was like, it's always about you, because Erika was really sad that like Steph isn't showing her any affection. And Erika had been forced to delete an app off of her phone, and Steph was gonna make her feel like a princess, and that didn't happen. Steph has this like Debbie Downer mentality. I'm telling you, like Steph has this motive to make every situation bad. She is like the drip. And this is the confusing thing about Steph, you guys. Steph has a YouTube channel where literally her entire channel is filled with clickbait, with stuff about her past, having a sugar daddy, all the hookups she's done. She poses provocatively. She is talking about all the different places that she's done it with people, all of her boyfriends, everything. It's all very hyper, you know what I'm saying? And I think that she misled Erika because that's not who she is in real life at all, clearly. Or else she's trying to act like a prude on camera because she doesn't want to upset her parents. I can't figure it out. But anyways, Steph is reflecting about how Erika had stormed off and thinks that, Steph was sort of reflecting about how like alone she felt when everything happened. And that they've argued and fought so much during this time, but she hasn't had any support system at all every time there's a fight because she's in another country and Erika always storms off and she has no one to talk to about anything. And so they agree that they're going to meet up to talk in the morning. And so they're texting back and forth, and Erika basically walks in and she's got these beautiful flowers. So imagine being Erika and your girlfriend literally like accuses you of doing something wrong when you didn't do anything wrong. And then you go to her and give her flowers to apologize. Imagine apologizing when you didn't do anything wrong. Well, that's what Erika did. Erika tried to brighten the day and be like, hey, this is a peace offering. Everything is fine. Erika says she doesn't generally like to walk away in a fight. She likes to talk about things head on. She's confused about how Steph got so upset about things and immediately resorts to being defensive about everything. And she like tells Stephanie, like, she wants to understand the affection stuff. So she said, like, you got upset with me about this affection and you're not giving me affection. And when I bring it up, it's like you immediately act like I'm wanting to do more, but I'm wanting to understand how I'm making you uncomfortable. And Steph hasn't told her that, hasn't said anything. Like, she doesn't know why she feels uncomfortable. And so Steph basically is like, well, it's the nature of your relationships with your friends. You've been intimate with your friends in the past. I would like to meet. And then Erika's like, well, do you want to meet them? Maybe that would help you feel better. I think it would ease your mind a little bit. And do you think you would be okay with that? And she's literally trying to put this out as like nice as possible. Like, hey, just meet them. You'll like them. It's not like that. And listen, Erika's young. She's 24. Can you tell me how many 24-year-olds don't have a group of friends where they haven't at least kissed one of their friends or hooked up with one of their friends? That's pretty common at that age. I think most people at that age have hooked up with a friend before, right? That doesn't mean that you are romantically attracted to them. It just means like, oh, we were out partying, we had fun, it's whatever, And so they actually agree that Steph has massive jealousy issues. And, Steph's just like, I've been cheated on and I've been lied to. And I just want to be a more trusting person, but it's going to be a process. Stephanie, your problems in the past with your relationships are not a problem for your future. Like, if you're automatically coming into the situation where Erika has been very transparent, like, hey, I have a group of friends, I've kissed them a couple times, not a big deal, doesn't mean I'm going to date them. Like, and you knew that going into it, and then this is how you're acting, Stephanie. This is on you, not on Erika. Erika's being transparent. It's you that's decided now, after traveling to Australia, that this is a problem. By the way, when you were back in America talking about all of this, you couldn't wait to meet her because she was the best thing ever since sliced bread. FYI. Now, back to, let's go back to these two. Now it's back to Lisa and Usman. Baby girl and Usman. They have decided that they need to speak with Mohammed. And so they last week gave her a goat, and Mama said capital no. She said she would not give a blessing to this marriage. She thinks that Lisa is too old and is American, and she's going to put her in slavery, right? And Lisa told us last week that Mom had no issue with her being old. Well, that might not be truthful, because Mom again this week said she was too old. So I don't know if Lisa was just, I don't know. Anyways, so his mom did not give the blessing. So they're going to go meet with his older brother, Muhammad, because Muhammad has a good relationship with Mom. Mom will listen to Muhammad. And so they sit down with them. And I guess Muhammad said, like, Mom was shocked that Lisa was asking for a blessing because she's white and she's an American. And she doesn't want him to marry. Mom doesn't want Usman to marry Lisa because she's old, she's not Nigerian, and he will leave the country, and she's not happy about that idea. Usman's 31. Lisa's in her 50s. As much as you love baby Lisa, and I know the fans call her baby Visa, she is probably not able to have children. And in this is the same thing that happened with Angela and Michael. You know, this is a huge thing with this culture. They want their kids to have children. I think a lot of parents want to see their children have children, and that might not be a possibility with Lisa. And so that would be a concern. Not only that, Lisa's almost the same age as Usman's mom. These are actually like those concerns are realistic, not the she's American, she's white, that kind of stuff. Okay. Anyway, Lisa explains to Muhammad she would move to any part of the earth to be with Usman, and then Usman is so obvious here. Like, I want to believe baby girl Lisa, I do, because I think she's a very nice person when I've gotten a chance to talk with her, but I can't get past this, that like Usman's like, you know, but it has the best economy. It has, you know, it's the #1 country in the world. It would be a really good place for me to live. Like, Usman's not doing any favors by making it seem like he's not seeking the visa from Lisa. And I think it's hard because we don't see this like gentle sort of relationship on camera. Now, obviously we're not seeing everything that's happening, but at the same time, like, if these are the things that they're putting out there, is that his motive? Is his motive to just get the visa? Fans think so, even though baby girl Visa or baby girl Lisa thinks otherwise, okay? Anyway, so Muhammad agrees that he's going to help them. And because baby girl said she can't imagine leaving Nigeria without being with her destiny, her everything. And, you know, Usman's like, I really love her. She's like, I love her. I want to be with her. So he agrees to help her, and he will help by telling his mother, he's like, I can tell that they love each other, and that he needs to get this marriage blessed by the tribe. And if they do love each other, I understand the effort that they're taking. And they basically say they're not going to give up until they get the blessing to be together. And it might be impossible. And Usman says, I brought her to Nigeria just to get married. He can't marry her without his mother's blessing. Okay. That's that. Baby girl Visa. Yes, that's what the fans call her. Okay. Now, David, where are you? Oh, there we are. David. Oh, God. This storyline is so boring. Could TLC just get rid of this entire storyline? It is like so drippy, so boring. I'm so over it. Oh, wait. Okay, so David is having these ridiculous online chats with his dating app, you know, because after 7 years, he doesn't have Lana's phone number. What? And he pays every time he talks to her. What? Anyways, he's like, oh, look, we're talking. And it's like all the dumb emojis. And she's like, hi, hi. And I'm like, hi, hi. And I'm like, ooh, look at that emoji. It's so gross. He is so skeevy. Ugh. And he's just like, she's going to meet me at a restaurant. This is going to be amazing. It's not like she hasn't stood me up 87,000 times before. So the plans seem really sketchy because suddenly she loses her, she's going to meet me. And then all of a sudden he's like, her connection is slow. Like, I don't think they ever really firmly had plans, but David's just like, so you're saying there's a chance, you know, like from Dumb and Dumber, where she's like, I wouldn't date you in a million years. And he's like, so you're saying there's a chance. Yeah, that's David. So he goes and he's going to get roses for her. And he buys 9 roses. Like, I was watching Pillow Talk last night, and the girl on Pillow Talk was like, where's the other 3? That's how I would feel. And I'm like, dude, yeah, where's the other 3, David? Like, you're all this way. Can't you get her 12 roses? Anyway, I digress. He gets to the restaurant, and he orders champagne. He gets his 9 roses in a vase, and, you know, he's getting so nervous, he sweats through his shirt. What is with these guys and sweating through their shirts? He sweats through his shirts. You've got Ed sweating through their shirts. Like, do you guys not wear antiperspirant? Can you not control your sweat glands? Like, what's going on here? So anyways, he's like, he brings a shirt. He brings a shirt with him to change in the bathroom. He changes in the bathroom, okay? And he's like getting all ready and he's like, oh, I'm so nervous. It's like, dude, she's not going to show up. She's ditched you a million times. She's not going to show up just because you drove to her town and are stalking her. You have officially entered Stalkerville. Anyways, and it's, of course she's going to still talk to you. P.S. She wants your money. Okay, anyway. He sits sits in the restaurant for a million years. He's like, of course I don't have internet access. I can't get a hold of her. Of course, because you don't have her freaking phone number, you moron. Ugh. Anyways, he ends up like staring at the clock. It's 3 o'clock. Then it's 4 o'clock. He's like, I don't know if she's not going to be here. And he's like, you know, if she meets me for just 5 minutes, that's 5 minutes longer than I've ever spent with her before. Desperationally God, what is wrong with this guy? He seems like a smart dude. How can you be this dumb? Anyways, the lady, she doesn't end up showing up. And he's like, it's just like the last time at this train station. And basically, like, the lady is like, this happens all the time. So the lady at the restaurant ends up like, this is no big deal. This happens all the time. A guy shows up. He has his flowers. She never shows up. I just always feel bad about the flowers. So then the lady puts the flowers up on the thing and that's it. And he leaves. All right. So now we're going to see Avery and Ash. And oh my God, these two, you guys, this guy is a tool bag, humongous tool bag. And Avery is like, okay. So anyways, he's like, let me get it to, okay. So Avery is like, they're in a car and there's a spider and she's like, oh my God, there's a spider. Oh my God, get the spider out of there. And then like, she's going to kill the spider. And then they're like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Don't kill the spider, you know? And anyways, they get to the Great Barrier Reef and he's just like, this guy is such a cheeseball that he's just like always trying to like, we got to get back to that vibe to get playful. Like, are you using your coaching methods on Avery? Are you always trying to like do something to impress her? He is so fake. I can't stand him. And now and if you see his stuff on his Instagram and the coaching he does, it is so cheesy. I can't take him seriously after I've watched his coaching videos. And he's like, it's one of the 7th wonders in the world. Yeah, you're always trying to impress her because you're probably got what's my playbook for how to impress a lady friend? Oh, Great Barrier Reef. Check. So he wants to recreate the vibe, he says, and have an amazing day with her. And so they snorkel hand in hand and they're like, they get out and it's really fun. And then of course, Avery's like, we need to talk because that's what you do after you go snorkeling and you have an amazing time. We need to talk. This is so scripted. Anyways, she says that she needs to talk about her concerns with Ash. And this is where she drops the bomb, okay? So she asks Ash what he does, like, what do women that he works with come to talk to him about? And he says that he helps very successful women who don't have time to connect with men find a match. And he doesn't work with a system. He specifically just like does whatever the lady needs. My guess is he pretends to be a boyfriend and does like, like flirty stuff to help them flirt. My guess is he gets involved with a lot of these ladies. That's just my hunch based on how I've watched what he does and seen some of the coaching he's done on Instagram. I don't think that a lot of this stuff is platonic. I think some lines get crossed. That's my opinion. And so she admits that when he was showing something on the phone, she saw 68 text messages from women, all from different women. And she didn't know who was a client and who wasn't a client. And she doesn't know if she can date a relationship coach. She's just like, I don't know if I can date a relationship coach because he doesn't know how she doesn't understand like the accessibility he's giving to all these women. And he says that he's trying to figure out what works for him and in this moment in time with his business. But that he's single right now. He literally said that to her. I'm single right now. End scene. Now on to Yolanda, who I don't have a photo of. She meets up with her daughter, Kara, and Yolanda's storyline is so boring because it's so obvious she's being catfished, and I don't understand how this woman can be so stupid. I don't get it, you guys. I don't get it. How can you guys be this naive? So she meets with her daughter to talk about William's IG turning to a Nigerian account. She says someone has threatened to release photos of her, and she said she's only sent private photos to Williams. That's the only person. And she believes that his account got hacked. Yeah, right. So when she meets with her daughter, she's trying to tell her daughter that, his account has been hacked and Kara is not buying it at all. And she admits to her that she sent her she's threatening to release photos. And Kara's just like, what kind of photos, Mom? And she's like, just normal photos. And Kara's like, what kind of photos, Mom? And she's going on and on about how Williams was hacked. And Kara's just like, he's scamming you, Mom. He's scamming you. And then she's like, well, I gave him my address and they're threatening to... She's like, why did you give them your address? He's like, well, he was going to send me flowers. And she's like, well, did you ever send the flowers? And she's like, no. And her daughter is like, how can you be this dumb, Mom? End scene. All right, then Darcey and Tom. Oh, my God. Who cares about Darcey and Tom? Seriously, nobody cares about Darcey and Tom, okay? So anyways, Darcey and Tom end up going, so she's like, I blocked Tom from my life. He can't call me. He can't text me. I stayed in a hotel last night, so my kids didn't have to see me, emotional and sad. She goes and meets up with her sister, Stacy, and she's going to go back to Connecticut. And at the restaurant, she sits down with her, and she's like, she tells her about how they talked about how, Tom was like, told her about the girl in the picture and that he finally found someone to love him how he wanted to be loved. And she's like, hold on. And then she's like, he's going to, she's like, I just think that he met up with me because he feels guilty and, he's already moving on. I don't know why he needed to do with me. This was blah, blah, blah. I'm so tired of it. And like, she tells Stacy that she storms off because she doesn't want to deal with it because it seems so fake and he's being so rude, and he even like brings up the fact that she's gained weight, which is, by the way, such an unclassy move, Tom. Like, there's so many things that you can do to hurt a woman, and that's number one. So shame on you for doing that to her. That's petty, that's juvenile, and that's disgusting. And in that respect, I think Darcey is right and to be blocking you. I wouldn't talk to you ever again if you did that to me, Tom. Anyways, then Darcey's like trying to muster up tears, you guys, and it's like so fake. She's like, I just gave up my heart. I just want to find happiness. And she's like scrunching up her face and literally nothing, no tears, nothing. And her sister has tears. Like Stacy has real tears and Darcey can't muster one tear. It's just so fake. I feel like this storyline is fake. Like they had to tie up this storyline and then they couldn't, so they ended up like putting this hodgepodge together. And Darcey's not going to give up on love, guys. She's going to find the one. Here's a tip, Darce. Stop going for guys in another country. You are a fabulous lady. You seem like you've got a lot of spunk and personality. Find someone in Connecticut or New York. I'm sure there's plenty of guys there that will love you for who you are. All right. Okay, back to Stephanie and Erika. So this is where things get crazy. This is where things get nuts, okay? So they are at a party, right? They're at a party to meet her friends. That's Adam and Paige, okay? So right as they're about to leave, hold on. They're getting ready for the party, and she's like, Erika's got this very flamboyant dress on. She's looking fabulously, Erika. And she wants her to help her pick out earrings, and she's nervous. Steph says that she's nervous about meeting some of her friends, but she's, because she's like hooked up with some of them in the past. And Erika's like, my friends are very important to me. There's nothing for you to worry about. So when they get there, they drive, and they're like, it's outside, and they're all dressed like they're going to they look like they're going to a club, and it's literally like a keg party at a house. Like, it's an overdressed for the situation type of thing. I mean, I get it, they're filming, so maybe that's why they dressed up. But everyone else was like in jeans and t-shirts, and these two girls were like dressed like they're going out to a club. And so they get in there, and immediately Stephanie's just like, I can't help but think that she's hooked up with a lot of these people. I mean, she's made out with Adam with twice. She's been intimate with her friends. Ugh, you knew this ahead of time, Steph. So anyways, Erika admits she has hooked up or made out with Adam twice, maybe kissed him, but they don't have a relationship. They're just friends. And Steph's like, I'm going to just keep an open mind. Erika is like doing, they have a funnel. She does a beer bong. She takes this huge rip. She has this massive belch, which was amazing, by the way. But she's just like, I can't help but think that they have a very different lifestyle than me. Again, Steph. You knew that you stayed at home because of your life. You knew that Erika was this fun and energetic party girl. Why are you surprised? Ugh. So then Erika and Adam are hugging and being friends. And Stephanie's like, Adam is someone who Erika cares deeply about. And sometimes they spend the night together in the same bed. And seeing him all over her, that makes me uncomfortable. And maybe it's time to figure out what's going on with them. Yeah, because at a party where you're just meeting people for the very first time, where you are half drunk, that you're practically slurring your words when you're talking to him, and Erika's eyes are all bleary red, would be a perfect time to confront everyone about this relationship. Stephanie, it's about timing and appropriateness, not about figuring things out immediately. Anyways, she goes up to them, and this is like what they all look like. So she's like, she goes up to them, and she's like, hi. And then he's like, hey, Adam's just being nice. And he's just like, hey, how are you? And then they literally say nothing. She doesn't respond. She just doesn't say anything. And she's like, do you have feelings for Erika? That's like, hi, Adam, how are you? Do you have feelings for Erika? If this were a guy, you guys, if Stephanie were a guy and she was acting like this, all of you guys would be like, red flag, red flag, red flag, because guys doing this kind of stuff to girls is so inappropriate. It's controlling, right? But the fact that it's Stephanie doing this, it's supposed to be different because it's a girl. No, jealousy and control isn't okay in any kind of relationship, whether it's a same-sex relationship or a hetero relationship. I'm just putting that out there. So, he says that they're just friends. He doesn't have feelings for her. He loves her to death. But they're very similar people, but they're friends. And he just says, you just need to, what happened in our past is in our past. That doesn't change the fact that Erika cares about you now. You need to just believe what she's telling you. And Erika, she's just like, well, I don't know. She's got a past with other people. And then so Adam and Paige are like, this is them talking about what happens. And they're basically saying, well, Erika has a past with everyone, with other people, but Steph is being super jealous and she needs to get over this. Erika and I have a past and Steph can't handle that. And it's like, yeah, you do. You need to get over it. You knew this going into this, Steph. So this is Erika's face when she starts basically grilling Adam about what's going on. And she's like, well, what's up? What's wrong, Erika? And she's like, Erika's just like, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of having the same conversation over and over and over again. I would be too. You've just met and everything you do is like a damn like serious moment, Stephanie. Way to be a Debbie Downer. Anyways, she said, I'm sick of all the jealousy issues. I'm trying to bring you to meet my friends and you bring this up. Exactly. Time and place. And then she's like, well, what's wrong with asking a question? You said you want to work with me through my insecurities. No, Steph. She's going to work with you behind the scenes. That doesn't mean you act like a total controlling dirtbag to her friends and look like you may be an abusive monster. You know what I mean? Like, don't do that. I just have this sense that Stephanie, she's been on YouTube for a very long time. She has this like inflated ego. She's chasing fame. I'm honest to God believing that she's using Erika to further her career because this relationship seems so disingenuous. I don't see any vibe between her and Erika. She's been on reality TV before. She's done other shows before. She's been trying to be famous forever. And now she's suddenly on 90 Day Fiance. It just smells fake to me. So, she's like, Erika's like, you don't want to work on any of your issues. Stephanie's like, wouldn't you be weirded out by someone hooking up with a friend? I'm trying to get a place where I feel comfortable. And then she's like, well, you are yelling at me. So don't say you've never yelled at me. And then like Erika storms off, and she's like, Stephanie's not friends with these people, by the way. And look at her face. And that's Adam during this, like, what did I get myself into? How did I get in the middle of this? This is crazy. It's crazy. You don't have that kind of conversation with people you barely just met. And like you're putting Erika in a terrible situation. And the funny thing is, before this show aired, she was like, don't hate on Erika and Adam for what happens in tonight's episode. And after this like happened, I'm pretty sure nobody's hating on Erika. I think everyone's hating on Ash or on Steph. So she storms off, Steph's yelling and scene. Now it's back to Ash and Avery. Okay. So Ash and Avery are, she's like, what? You're single? And he was like, well, I was single before. I want to spend time with you. Like, he never actually says, like, we are in a relationship. At any point during this conversation, he never says, you are my girlfriend. He says, I want to spend time with you, being very vague. And she says it's really shocking to hear Ash say that he's still single, especially after traveling all this way to see them. And she's like, do you acknowledge that you're in a relationship? And he's like, you are now in my life. No, that's not saying you're in a relationship, Ash. That's literally saying you are now in my life. And she's like, I'm worried that he's hiding something from me. You think? 68 text messages from ladies and you're now worried? Maybe getting involved with a relationship coach, with a skeezy relationship coach, that is, was your first problem. But I digress. He's like, you have to respect that I'm very open with you. And I sent you those text messages of my client flirting with you. What? You mean your clients actively flirt with you? Gross. Yeah, I'd have a problem with that too, Ash. That's gross. And you kept talking to him, Avery? What? Oh, you two are a mess. He says that he's always been honest with her. I don't know where to go with that. She says she doesn't really know if she should be in a relationship with a relationship coach. And he's just like, you can't tell me that. And she's like, why are you getting so defensive? Like, your body posture. And his body posture did get really defensive. Like, you can tell he has like a lot of control with the women that he coaches, and he likes that control. And you can tell he's trying to manipulate her a lot just because she's bringing up valid concerns. So that was my end scene. Okay. So now we're going to get to this part. So Varya is going to talk to her mom, okay, about everything that happens, about like everything that happened in his past, right? So her brother comes over and they're going to tell her mom and his brother about Geoffrey's past. And so brother comes in and they start some small talk, and Geoffrey's like, nah, I don't want to talk about small talk. I just want to get it out there. And so he wants them, he has to do all the, like Varya has to do all the translating because Geoffrey doesn't know Russian. And he wants them to know that, like, when he was younger, he made all these mistakes, blah, 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 blah. And he's a different person now, but he went to prison. And then her mom is like, to hell with this fairy tale. Like, mom loses her mind. And she's like, this isn't okay. Like, how am I supposed to be okay with this? Like, how am I supposed to be at peace with this? Like, you're going to take her to America to go live in God knows who with God knows what. Exactly, mom. Exactly. She's freaking out, and Geoffrey is just like, I don't speak Russian, so like, I don't know what mom is saying. Like, is this bad? Is this good? No, this can't be good, right? This is bad, right? And they start hugging and kissing, and like basically Varya doesn't ever tell him if it's bad or good. But hey, Geoffrey, it's not good if mom is crying. Okay. So now we are at end scene, back to Erika and Steph. So Erika ends up storming off, and she thinks like Steph is being rude to her friends. She is. And that she wasn't her, and that Steph's like, it wasn't her intention to be rude. She's like, but I can't express my feelings without her storming off. Well, Steph, you're kind of a selfish person, and every single time Erika tries to talk, you make it about yourself. If I were Erika, I'd be storming off. And if I were Erika, I would have just driven you to the airport and been like, bye, B. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't have put up with it for this long. So, Erika's like, I have never been intimate with any of my friends. Or Steph says that she's never been intimate with any of her friends, so that's weird to her. And Adam says there's a history, but Erika is not. And so she's like, there's a history, but you have to understand that this is Erika's life. So why is she supposed to be like not okay with what she's done in her life? Like, this is new to her. Like, you're the first person that's not okay with this. And Steph's like, this is so effed up. And then Erika's just like, Steph has caused so much trauma. And then Paige is like, I am not impressed with her. So Paige and Adam don't like Steph. Way to go. Way to make a good first impression. So Steph walks into a conversation where Erika is being consoled by her friends. And her friends are basically just trying to say, like, listen, this isn't you, Erika. And then her friend's just like, listen, I'm sorry that you're walking in on this, but this isn't Erika. Erika's normally bubbly and happy all the time. The way that she's acting, all of this fighting isn't good for her. Like, what is going on here? Erika is so upset with Steph. Steph will not even make eye contact with her. And then, like, even off camera in an interview, she admits that Steph admits she's controlling because she's less likely to get hurt. And it's because of her illness, which, by the way, Steph, a lot of people are chronically ill and they do not use that as an excuse to be controlling, jealous, and insecure in relationships. That has nothing to do with your illness and everything to do with who you are. And that's not an excuse. So don't put that out there for everyone else to feel like every person that has a chronic illness is suddenly going to be a controlling a-hole. Not buying it. So, they're talking about how everyone was super nice to Stephanie. But then Stephanie's just like, well, I'm here with a motive. And Erika's like, you're here with a motive? That was the weirdest thing she said. Like, I'm here to figure out who these people are. And she's like, now I'm yelling at you. So you're going to be upset. So I'm leaving. So then Erika storms off. And then she calls her friend and she's just like, I just know I'm so alone. And Erika just doesn't understand it. And her friend's like, what? She hooked up with her friends? Yeah, she's 24, she's queer, and she has a small circle of friends. That happens, especially at that age. Like, who cares? Kissing a friend when you're having some drinks isn't a big deal. Once you're in a relationship, that kind of stuff ends. Just because she does that when she's single doesn't mean she's going to do that when she's in a relationship. Oh, Stephanie is projecting all of her insecurities and making Erika the bad guy, and it pisses me off, and I'm like so over this. End scene. So she ends up like going home. She gets a cab and she's like, I don't even know if I want to be in this relationship anymore. And I'm sitting here thinking like, Erika, run, run, run. Okay. Now back to Lisa and Usman. They are like at the mosque with mommy and they're going to get the they're going to get their like whole thing, their prayer circle, everything's going to happen there. And they're going to go to the mosque and they're going to pray with mommy and they're going to do exactly what mom does. And so they're doing everything they wash their feet before they go in, and, you know, Lisa puts on her veil and they kneel down and they do their prayers and she's watching them do this. And Usman explains that Lisa, just do whatever my mom does. Like, you know, just follow her. So Lisa gets all freaked out because at one point mom takes out beads and Lisa doesn't have the beads. And she's like, whatever. Usman's like, it's okay. You don't need the beads. It's fine. It's fine. They get out of the mosque and Lisa said it was really, really peaceful. She really just like followed whatever mommy does. And then like they ask mommy again for the blessing and mommy's just like, no. And mom says that she's just not comfortable with a woman that's almost her age going with her son. It doesn't matter at all. Like, she's just not going to be okay with that. And she can't allow a marriage because of her age. And she says she's too old for Usman. And then Lisa's like, well, I love him more than anything, but it's looking grim if we can't get mommy's blessing. Now, again, in my interview with Lisa, she said that Lisa said that mommy was like upset with her because she thought she was going to be, because she was an American white lady. And now last night, clearly she doesn't say that. It's repeatedly that she's old. So that's what we're seeing on TV. That might not be the reality, but that's what they're seeing on TV. Okay. So back to David and Lana, and this is how the show ends. He calls his friend Jim and he's like, she didn't show up, Jim. I can't believe it. Like, I found her address, though, Jim. I have her address. Do you think it would be okay for me to just literally go to her house and stalk her and knock on her door? Jim, can you tell me? Will you co-sign to my stalkingness? So he drives to her apartment building. He, like, goes up to the door. He finds the apartment. He knocks. The door is open, and then the show ends. So next week, can we just end this David and Lana thing? I'm so tired of this storyline. It's like Caesar times 2. I'm so over it. So next week, Stephanie and Erika are going to like fight again. Big Ed and Rosemarie are back to talk about Rosemarie's sister asking for money. Usman and Lisa are going to continue to try to get mommy's blessing, and Geoffrey and Varya are going to do something, and then Ash and Avery are probably going to fight about something else. Yay! All kinds of fighting on Before the 90 Days. All right, so this season has been a lot of fun to recap. I'm enjoying it. I have some videos to do, but before we go, I want to tell you something. So have you noticed that Trisha Paytas is actually trolling the 90 Day Fiance cast? Well, I have too. And I was wondering, why is Trisha Paytas so obsessed with this cast? Well, it turns out that Trisha Paytas and Stephanie have a history. Yep, that's right. Stephanie in 2016 actually called Trisha out for being a liar and manipulating her audience with a fake relationship. Well, it seems as though that Trisha might not have let go of the fact that Stephanie outed her fake relationship with Sean, and Trisha might actually be trolling Stephanie by actually going after all of the cast members. So I will be doing a video that shows you the entire like whole scenario of these two, and then coming up as well, there will be a video about Jessa Duggar did a hour-long video to her mother. Yay. All right, you guys, so I'll be back later with more in a little while, and let me know what your thoughts are on the video, on this episode. Are you team Erika? Are you on team Steph? Are you on team Drop David? Are you on Ash is cool or Ash is a slime? Are you Geoffrey go away or I support Varya? Or like, just tell me what your thoughts were about this whole episode. I can't wait to see them. All right, you guys, I will be back later with more. Bye.